Schrab came over today to he's gonna test drive my iPad Pro to see if he wants to get one himself. I have two of them.
Two.
I got the big one and decided it was too heavy. I like the smaller one.
Well, maybe if I like it, I could buy one of yours off of you. I could buy one.
He needs both of them.
I don't have enough respect for my money to. Yeah, I'd rather have my iPad Pro back and just you go get your own. But,
okay. I could have done
what
that.
am I going to do with that fair market price for a 12.9-inch iPad Pro that I charge my friend? Just give me like Blue Book value, and then I'm gonna have like a stack of $20 bills that I do what with that's not going to be karmically damaging to me.
Yeah, come on. What the fuck are you thinking?
It's a choice between giving it to you as a gift.
What could somebody do with a stack of money?
You could buy a stack of things.
You could buy a bunch of Apple pencils that your dog eats, or you could fucking, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Money's for blowing out your ass. Money's a river. Money is frothy.
Money's a river.
It's you know,
it's frothy.
And so you don't when you're swimming in water with your friends, you don't like take a cup of water from them like in exchange for a rock. Like just go get your own rock. Fucking cheap.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
All right, but
you're saying you're going to buy him his own iPad Pro, or you're going to make him buy his own rock?
I don't need him to buy me anything.
I'd probably do that before.
I don't want your gifts.
He's a little cheapy peepy, so he's going to test drive.
I'm not a cheapy peepy, as you call me. I'm not a cheapy peepy, Dan. Fucking take it back.
You're kind of a
I'm not a cheapy peepy. I wanted to know if it worked. We were talking on the plane, and you said, well, I could let you borrow, and let me try it out, and I'll give it back, and I'll buy my own. That's not a cheapy peepy. That's being smart.
Peepy.
Anyways, he came over to get it, and I was in my underwear, and he's like, "So I got the iPad," and then he's like, he
wanted me to leave so bad. He walked it outside, got out of his house, and went, here you go. And I went, okay. And I started walking into his house. And he went, okay. And then he, I don't know how we got upstairs. And I sat down, and he came into the room and was like, so disgusted that I took a load off.
Cheapy.
And then he's like, I guess you want a drink? Okay. All right. And then he poured me a drink.
Who's the cheapy peepy now?
Yeah. I'm like taking a sip, and I'm trying to make conversation. And
he goes, so what's going on with this memo? What's with the memo? And I go, well, as far as I can tell, the memo is, and Cody comes in. Cody's been sick for 3 days in my bed. She emerges like with a banana and an aspirin or something. And Rob's like, why didn't you tell me that I was interrupting something? And Cody's like, no, you're not interrupting anything. I want to hear about the memo too. I don't get the fucking memo. That was the funny part of my day. Was I accidentally found myself in the position of explaining the memo to people that were like the rest of us, all seeking clarity on the fucking stupid ass memo. And if you're listening to this 3 years in the future because you're catching up on 500 episodes of Harmontown,
just don't bother trying to parse it.
There was this point during the fucking 6-year remake of the Nixon administration where this fucking sub plot about some dude in the woods in the north of the wall called the Nunes memo is happening, and it was dumb. But yeah, I can't really explain.
This is back. I mean, if you're listening to this 3 years in the future, this is 2018. This is back in a time when money was still frothy.
Mm-hmm.
And
and Rob was still a cheapy peepy.
I do recommend for that reason, like, listen again to Slow Burn. It takes you through the Nixon administration, and it's not in a cheeky way. It's a little bit comforting. Sometimes it kind of bums you out, but it just walks you through the 6-year administration of an administration kind of destined to impeach. It's interesting how long it takes and how many B stories there are. I was just reminded in like the second to last episode that Spiro Agnew was the vice president, and he had to step down because of a completely unrelated scandal that he just had going on the side. He was like a money launderer and a bribe taker and stuff, and he got caught doing it, and he just had to step down from the vice presidency amid the Watergate shit. Like, it just happened as a side order of potatoes, some rice balls that came to the table.
You think a guy with a name like Spiro Agnew would have his shit together?
Yeah.
He would have built a fortress around any mistake he might. Like, he would be the most reliable person.
He's got to have a cybernetic hand.
Yeah. I am Spiro. Oh.
Surrender to me, Spiro Agnew.
All right.
Spiro Agnew is online. I have 10 spears in my Agnew.
All right.
You are in direct deposition to the compliance of my Spiros.
Okay.
I will Agnew in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You have 5 Agnews left to Spiro. 4, 3, 2, 1. You have been in defiance of the Spiro Agnew tabula rosa. I will now authorize to use lethal force.
Ow. My
It's a little less dramatic than the Ed 209.
knocked over my cup.
But more silent and less lethal. So I am the more superior version of it.
My foot. My foot.
Sorry about that.
Is it true that you're being asked to resign from the vice presidency?
I will now step down from the vice presidency to a totally unrelated but parallel scandal involving the White House.
And
I will be replaced with Gerald Ford.
and then after Dan explaining me all this, he goes, "Well, sounds like you're going through a really hard time right now, and you probably want to talk about this, but I got to deal with. I'm going to hang out with my girlfriend.
She's sick.
And then that was my cue to leave.
I didn't. That's
hear
not how I
it
phrased
sounds like you're.
Was he mad because you were taking his iPad Pro, or does he just?
I don't know what dude. You
can't believe I make such an easy target. It's unbelievable.
He goes. Well, you look like you're having a hard time right now. Wish I could help you, but get out. It's Sunday.
That is not. I don't know how I phrased it, but that is not how it went.
On my way out, he's like knocking on my card. Hey, we don't have a guest tonight. Can you please come?
No. Okay. Let's make this very clear. Okay. All right. I said actually at the top of the stairs as you descended the stairs.
Yeah.
By the way, we don't have a guest tonight. You come on Harmontown and you could barely release your white-knuckled grip on your free Cheapy Peepy iPad long enough to let some blood get to your voice box so you could emit the most begrudging. Like, that's how you reacted to being a guest on Harmontown, a show that has given you stardom.
This does not feel free. Feels like I'm paying for this iPad one way or another.
Yeah. I mean, if you
for the
give
rest of my life, people are going to be calling me Cheapy Peepy.
You know what?
For the rest of my life,
Steve, make a note.
Cheapy Peepy.
Steve, can you send
Cheapy Peepy.
send John Mayer an iPad Pro, please?
You fucking
I
asshole.
want those who contribute to be rewarded. I feel like John Mayer's in a low place himself, but he handles it by having the voice of a fucking angel, an insightful, interesting commentary,
and the body of a
Wonderland.
I don't know.
of a Wonderland admissions guy. Do you think he was a little? I mean, I know from talking to him over pizza. I mean, he doesn't hate that song. He just thinks it's weird and random that's his.
How did you meet him? Because was it randomly?
He came to the Rick and Morty commentary.
Oh, okay.
Which was kind of random.
Was he in the audience?
There wasn't an audience.
Was he dressed as
I
Summer?
think he knows somebody. He explained.
Pickle Rick?
Okay. Does he talk to you? He goes, "Hey, how are you doing?" Like, what's
That's Dave Matthews.
Oh shit!
That was a good Dave Matthews, though.
Hey, how are you been doing? I haven't seen you for a year or more.
So when is season 4 coming out now? Huh? Season 4, you get those kind of.
I heard you wanna.
When are you going to sign those contracts? When are you drawing it?
John Mayer, who had to have vocal cord surgery because of whatever what he's got. I'm not that good a friend.
Something with his throat.
He did after hours of me being a goofball, trotting all over what may or may not have been its boundaries. He did at one point, just for one moment in the entire podcast, he as a placeholder within a joke, he's like, yeah, and say for instance, I did say like, your body is a what, and he just sang that phrase, and I had shivers. I think that may be just a professional vocalist thing.
Did you ask him? You should have asked him to. Can you do my voicemail message?
You
should have. You didn't though.
I never do. I never do that.
You
stuff.
never do. But you should have. You should have. And what would he have said? You would have said.
Do people use voicemail anymore?
Yeah.
And I would have said no.
What did you say? Do people use voicemail anymore?
Right.
Yeah.
And I would have said no.
Rob, if you were John Mayer doing Dan's voicemail, I think it would go a little something.
Well, sorry, I don't want to. Rob, here's a test.
Yes.
Because you use your voicemail so much, Rob, you have 20 seconds to pull up the ability for someone to leave your outgoing message on your voicemail, which is going to be totally second nature to you because you use voicemail so much.
Go. Pull up your voicemail.
Pull up my voicemail.
Let's record your new outgoing voicemail message because you know how to bring it up.
No, I like my outgoing voicemail message. I don't want to erase it with this
Pull
thing
it up.
that's going to take me down because what you need to do is put me in my place.
Get down there.
Yeah, take me down.
Hello, you have reached the offices of Cheapy Peepy.
I'm chasing the moths that have escaped from my coin purse right now because they might be worth money. I think they have copper in their veins. They ate my pennies. I'm Cheapy Peepy. I'm turning a penny into wire right now in an adaptation of an anti-Semitic joke I heard on the playground.
Yeah, well, my wife's Jewish, so thank you.
I'll call you back after I get through slicing this bean.
Well, I don't appreciate any of this.